how to X-ray a book. If you want to read a book more deeply and critically, you need to learn how to X-ray it. X-raying a book means identifying its structure and organization. Think of it as the bones, the body. Understanding how they support its message and purpose, which might be its sort of skin or its brain. Now, X-raying a book can help you evaluate its main arguments and compare it with other books and apply these insights to your own life and whatever it is you happen to be working on, even if that's just self-improvement. But how do you X-ray a book? What questions should you ask and what steps should you follow? So I'm going to give you the tools and some of the aids that can help you along this journey and this process. Let's answer these questions together, and I'll give you some big tips for X-raying a book effectively. So what is X-raying a book? It's a term coined by Mortimer and Van Doren in their classic How to Read a Book. They define it as the first stage of analytic reading, which is the highest level of reading that aims to understand and evaluate a complex and challenging text. So X-raying a book involves answering 4 basic questions. 1. What is the book about as a whole? 2. What is the main theme or problem that the author is trying to solve or communicate? So a theme would be like a thematic, right? So a theme might be the American Dream is the main theme of Death of a Salesman, a classic Arthur Miller text. Or Capital by Thomas Piketty. So what's the main theme here? Well, it's capitalism, spoiler. And what's the problem? Well, the problem of Piketty's Capital is a little bit more complex, enough to twist my tongue, but we're not going to delve into that right now. Next, 3. What are the parts of the book? How are they organized, and how do they relate to the whole? So, what are the main ideas, the main arguments, and conclusions that the author presents in each part or section? By answering these questions, you can get a clear picture of the skeleton or framework of the book. It's the blueprint. And this will help you grasp its flesh or content more easily. What are the steps for X-raying a book? Again, to X-ray a book, you need to follow these simple steps. 1. Skim the book quickly to get an overview of its subject, scope, and structure. Look at the title, subtitle, cover, blurb, table of contents, the index, the preface, the intro, the conclusion, any other summary material. So every little bits and bobs and piece, you're just going to quickly give a scan over and look at them. Not getting hung up in the line-by-line reading yet. Just try to identify the main topic, the theme, the problem, or the question the book is addressing. 2. Read the table of contents carefully to understand how the book's been divided into parts, chapters, sections, and subsections. From this, you're going to get an understanding of the author's own thinking. How did they outline the text? What are they trying to communicate to you? You never want to forget that ultimately this reading experience is an exchange of the mind. And a good author, a good writer, is always keeping you, the audience, in mind. Table of contents, the outline of the book is going to hopefully be organized in your benefit to help you understand the ideas they're trying to communicate. So, note the titles and headings of each part and try to infer their main points and purposes. See how they're arranged in a logical order and how they relate to each other and to the whole. 3. Read the preface or introduction to learn more about the author's backgrounds, their motivations, their goals with this specific text, the methods they're going to use, the sources they employed, and the perspective they have on the topic. You want to find out why the author wrote the book, what he or she hopes to achieve, how he or she approaches the subject, and what kind of evidence or arguments they've employed and are using for the kind of audience that they expect. So different texts may expect different amounts of work and input from you as a reader. A critical piece of literary theory or analysis is going to expect a lot more and a lot more time and engagement from a reader and analysis than Harry Potter. Doesn't make it a better book. Slow down, Potterheads. I'm just saying it expects more, a deeper level of time, engagement, and focus. Okay, So, 4. Read the conclusion or epilogue to discover the main findings, implications, recommendations, or applications that the author draws from their analysis. So again, we're not talking about Harry Potter. You don't want to jump to the end and find out what happened. Like, I've never read them. Maybe I'll read Harry Potter on this channel. Comment if you want me to do that. See how the author summarizes his or her main points, answers his or her main question, solves his or her main problem, or communicates the main message. Step 5. Read 1 or 2 representative chapters from each part of the book to get a sample of the author's style, tone, language, and level of difficulty. Pay attention to how the author introduces each chapter, develops each section, and then transitions between paragraphs, supports each claim, illustrates each example, and concludes each argument. 6. Review your notes and impressions from steps 1 through 5, and try to answer those 4 basic questions of X-raying a book. Hopefully you've got a nice gathering of information here, your thoughts are semi-clear, and now you really just want to make it explicit to yourself what's going on, how is this book structured, get back to the shape of that skeleton. So, what is the book about as a whole? What is the main theme or problem? What are its parts and how are they related? What are its main ideas and arguments? Okay. So, what other tools and aids are there for X-raying a book? Well, besides reading the book itself, you can also use some external tools and aids. And here's some examples. You can look up different reviews of the book. So you read some professional or peer reviews of this book to get an idea of its strengths, weaknesses, controversies, some of the criticism, praises, comparisons, and recommendations. And this can be a review in a standard newspaper, it can be a personal review on a blog, or it can be an academically peer-edited journal. It can also just be as simple as going to Goodreads or Wikipedia. So you can find these reviews all over. Also, you can find summaries of the book. Hint, there's going to be spoilers here. But you can read these summaries or outlines of the book already completed by someone else to get a concise overview of its main points, arguments, or conclusions. You could also ask AI or an LLM to give you a summary of the book's main points. You can find these summaries in study guides, textbooks, encyclopedias, or as I've suggested, through chatbots. Annotations. You could read some prior annotations. This is other people's note-taking on the book and the comments on the book to get some insights and explanations, interpretations, and how other people have questioned the author and what their intentions and meaning were. You can also find these annotations in the margins, footnotes, and endnotes of the book or in further bibliographies referencing the book. Finally, find some interactive communications. Get involved in discussions, either online or in person. Where can you seek out and find talk on the book? It could be Reddit, could be Discord, it could be Goodreads, it could be at school, it could be on a Facebook page or a fan page. Could even be on Twitter or X if that's where you go. But you're going to find opinions, perspectives, and other lived experiences and how they've reflected that reader getting a hold of this book and its ideas. So in conclusion, X-raying a book is a useful skill that can help you read more deeply and critically. It can help you understand the structure and the organization and skeleton of a book and how they support that main message or purpose, the flesh and body and brain of the book. X-raying can also help you evaluate the arguments and compare a text to other texts and apply the text's insights to your own life and your work. To X-ray a book, you need to answer those 4 basic questions. Then you need to skim the book, read the table of contents, the preface, the intro, the conclusion, and the epilogue, and open up a few different chapters and dive right in. By X-raying a book, you're going to get a clear picture of its skeleton and framework, and this will help you grasp that flesh. You like the metaphor? This lesson's done. Comment below. Jump onto the next part of the playlist.